We ask this question, Nathan, every time. How quickly did you raise and close that fund?
Yeah, it's a privilege to be here. Thanks for having me. Yeah, it's definitely a great time to be investing in this space. This is just a moment in time. I tend to think that raising funds is basically a job over your entire career, and this is just a little snapshot in the journey. But there was a lot of interest, and yeah, we're fortunate to end up where we did.
You are well known across Europe, clearly backing from, well, the pin-up in the public markets that is Spotify. But I'm interested in basically the areas of opportunity. Many would say, look, AI is kind of dominated by San Francisco right now, but I think a Mistral over in Europe, which had a phenomenal first raise. What opportunities in artificial intelligence are you seeing from the region?
Yeah, I think the opportunities for AI are genuinely global. What's fascinating about Europe is it has this very strong academic and research base for many years. Many of the major contributors to landmark AI research papers that kind of underpin the technology that works today, had their early careers in Europe. And I'm investing both in Europe and in North America. I've been particularly interested in pharmaceuticals and drug discovery, where I think AI is one of these amazing native languages to explain biology. I'm also interested in enterprise software and automation, and also emerging sectors like robotics and national security and defense.
Nathan, can the startups in Europe building large language models compete with those being built here by the likes of OpenAI, by Google?
Yeah, I think the foundation model space is particularly tricky. I mean, as we all know, it's very capital intensive, and there's probably going to be just a couple of winners here that'll form this kind of bedrock of web services. I'm particularly not extremely drawn to these companies because I'm not sure they make for great venture investments, particularly for early stage funds. But it's definitely an interesting domain to watch, and never say never, but it's not really the focus for me.
What's interesting is we came to you, Nathan, on a story, really global one, of sort of venture backed by Saudi Arabian money investing in Israeli startups. And I'm interested as to where the competition is for money, allocation of checks. Are you seeing Chinese money? Are you seeing Middle Eastern money coming into the startups across Europe? And are they taking it? And are you investing alongside them?
I actually don't see that much. For sure, in the news we've seen, AI generally become part of the geopolitical discourse, and it's one of the kind of vectors through which various companies are going to be competitive going forward, and so it makes sense the government should be involved. And I think the UK government's been making some interesting moves there as well. On the investing landscape, I don't really see them. We tend to work with European and North American partners pretty much exclusively, but hasn't really crossed my roadmap as much.
And Nathan, what is interesting is, of course, where you're coming to us from, and indeed, well, the ties you have with the UK sector in particular. And Ed, that is one that we talk about time and time again, really. London and its ability to continue to be a dominant force in AI or indeed tech.
I think back to IVP, and they talked about it, Nathan, being a London-based bridge to Europe. You're going to run your firm out of London. What's it like in this post-Brexit world? Is it a good place to be a VC?
Yeah, I think VC's definitely gone global, particularly in the last couple of years. I think firms that have been reticent to write checks over Zoom, are no longer like that. I mean, for me, actually, I've invested 2 checks over Zoom and sold the company before I actually met the founders in person. So this can happen. I'm completely happy with that. I tend to use London as the base, and then I'm very happy to travel wherever I need to in Europe and North America. But as you say, Europe is a hotbed for talent, and with DeepMind kind of winning the power balance with Google to be like the de facto AI lab for the company and being based in London, I think is a big win. And with OpenAI joining the fray and Anthropic as well, I think it's a great time to be in the space.
We've tracked all the data this year from PitchBook or see the insights wherever about the flow of VC dollars to San Francisco in the context of AI and ML. I just wondered if you could explain any bright spots that you see, even if it's at a city level, where there is a lot of talent, there's a lot of dollars flowing to very specific areas in Europe.
Yeah, I think it's a very distributed kind of game, and as you know, like seed is very local in a way, so you do have to be present in different ecosystems, which is why we try and make key contributions into the space through State of AI report, through running best practice meetups, and kind of trying to lift sort of all boats basically by showing best practices. We invest in everything from a spin out in Stuttgart to companies in Zurich or Paris or Stockholm, and so I think if you kind of own the megaphone online, where basically the forum for machine learners to debate is basically Twitter or now X.com, then that's a great place to start to meet people. And so I think when I'm in New York, people think I live there. When I'm in London, people think I live there. It's I just go wherever the opportunities are.
And Nathan, you of course have a PhD in cancer biology from the University of Cambridge. Where is the opportunity in the biotech meets AI space?
I think it's a radical transformation for how drugs are developed, designed, marketed, how patients are selected for trials, and how we monitor success of trials as patients are going through them. And I think every one of those steps in the process that I described can really be rethought using better data capture, better machine learning, trying to remove a lot of the biases and irreproducibility issues that you see, because a lot of this process has still been very artisanal. Many of the drug discovery companies that are publicly traded today and suffering are, based on science out of the lab that's sometimes not particularly reproducible because it's all done by, human people pipetting things in a lab. And so I think once you move to this industrialization of biology, where you use automation and you use machine learning, then you start to create companies that I think are far more resilient because they have many more shots on goal than a single drug. And so they look like multi-portfolio companies. And we see this with Exscientia and with Recursion, two companies that we're privileged to be a part of. And there's a really exciting generation of technology talent and machine learners that are coming into biology as the kind of new domain to build value. It's far more exciting than kind of optimizing clicks on the internet.